Stanstro Studios. Episodes.
The transporter stood in front of the loading area and directed the van to back up.
All right, come on. Back up already.
Mashing on the gas, the driver almost smashes the van through the loading door.
Whoa. Ugh. What the fuck, man?
Falling to the ground after dodging the blue van. The transporter gets on his feet as he grills the driver's stupid face, reflecting in the side view mirror.
Hey. Watch where the fuck you going, Martin. My bad, Brandon. My foot slipped.
Says Martin. But still, Brandon kicks the side of the van. Making his way to the front, the two transporters slap bones and light up their cigarettes.
Nah, fuck it. You good. You got a light?
Laughing and cracking jokes, the two of them talk about what they did over the weekend.
Oh, man. Stupid. Nah, it's the truth, though. I can't believe what I seen.
Yes, it's a cold and soggy Monday morning with a 3-hour trip to get done. But they ain't worried about shit. They're free men. And this weekend, they'll probably repeat and be drunk all throughout. Leaning against the van, Brandon smokes his cigarette and spits out a giant glob of phlegm. But suddenly he jumps up and throws his cigarette down the drain,
Oh, shit.
tapping on the door of the van to warn Martin. Martin too chucks his cigarette while sitting in the driver's seat. The door to the downtown precinct swings open as the sheriff leads a group of convicts out.
Oh, get off. Brandon, I swear to God, if I smell another cigarette outside my loading area, you'll be next to sit in the back of this van.
Brandon apologizes to his boss and opens up the rear doors to load up the inmates. The group of men with chains around their ankles walk in a single file line. If the day wasn't gloomy enough, the trip upstate would be sure to do it. In the back of the line is Ryan Sherwood. With his head down, the young man fights back the feelings as he enters the van,
Where did I go wrong?
plopping down onto his cold seat. Ryan stares out the window as he watches the sheriff rip off the itinerary and hand it to Martin. Leaving the inmates in their possession, the sheriff informs them that they are scheduled to arrive to the maximum security prison upstate by 2 p.m. Brandon takes the itinerary from Martin and places it into the van. The sheriff tells them to drive safe and heads back inside as the cold, wet wind whips around the loading area. Jumping into the passenger side of the van,
All right, motherfuckers. We out of here. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Martin again smashes on the gas pedal. And everyone inside the van gets thrown into the seats. Brandon looks at him with a crazy eye.
My bad, man. These vans suck. Whatever. Just get us there in time. And give me another cigarette.
Fixing himself upward on his seat, Ryan begins to tear up, The long trip upstate has only begun. And knowing how fucked up the Missouri judicial system be, this just may be one of the many stops he may have to face for an overdue traffic ticket. Rumbling along the beaten dirt path, the prisoner transport van climbs up a dusty old road which is about 1 mile south of the maximum security prison. Ryan hangs his head.
What the fuck does 6 years have to do with anything?
He's been constantly asking himself. But still, as the van that smells like cigarettes and gaseous farts climbs towards the prison, Ryan wishes he could muster up the strength to smash out the bulletproof window and make a break for it. The hills and valleys that surround the prison are vast. But as Ryan thinks about it, he'd gladly try his luck versus black bears and white-tailed coyotes, rather than large black inmates and white neo-Nazis inside the great concrete walls. As all the newly acquired inmates are lined up against the central hall walls, they are stripped down of their clothes. The prison guards prepare them for their new orange get-ups. But before Ryan and the inmates could slide them on, the guards forced them to face the wall.
Inmate 1739?
The one large correctional officer who looks like he could have played defensive lineman for the St. Louis Rams grabs Ryan. With his head still facing the wall, the anxiety that grips him causes him to involuntarily huff and puff, as if someone poured a bucket of ice water over his head. The large correctional officer began to laugh.
Yeah, we got a twinkle toe over here.
The other COs begin to laugh too. Pressing all of the new inmates against the wall, the COs begin their required cavity checks.
No.
Ryan again begins to panic. Where did he go wrong? His future had so much promise. With the guard pushing him closer to the wall, he feels the correctional officer yell and force him to spread his legs wider.
Come on, you know what to do.
With his face pressed firmly against the cold brick prison wall, he can't help but notice the tattooed cholo right next to him. A real crazy looking motherfucker. Looking back at him, the Spanish gangbanger who's obviously been through the process sits and waits.
Rapidos, no tendo todo del dia.
With one hand pressed against his neck, the CO, with his hands wrapped in blue latex gloves, jams his fingers into the cholo's rectum. The cholo smiles as his gold teeth glistens in Ryan's view. A few tears roll down his poor little face. And as he now feels the CO pushing into the back of his neck, Ryan closes his eyes. This jail stuff isn't going to be easy. No one needs to tell Ryan that, but still, his cousin kept warning him that if the other inmates think he's soft, then he's gonna end up being some dude's bitch. Walking down the gated halls in the custody of the COs, Ryan, along with the other new inmates, get ready to make their way to the new iron-barred homes. Sliding his feet across the concrete floor, the sounds of the inmates at the opposite side of the hall frightens Ryan. Carrying his blankets in his hands, he starts to shiver. He's scared and doesn't know what to expect when it comes to his new cellmate. Looking back over his shoulder, Ryan sees the cholo, smiling from ear to ear. He blows him a kiss and Ryan immediately turns around. He closes his eyes and tilts his head towards the ceiling.
I'ma be somebody's bitch.
The line of inmates reach the red steel door, and the CO puts the key and starts to open it.
Listen to me, Ryan. You better not show no fear. When you see your cellmate, the first thing you do is give him your blankets and tell him to cover your bed. You got it?
Ryan struggles to hold the gym bag as his cousin teaches him a few new combos the month before. The advice still rings in his head. If the young man is to survive, he is to take heed and practice some bravado in front of the mirror.
Listen, take this,
says his cousin. Ryan then asks him why he needs tape if they're only going to sleep.
Put it on your eyes. You're gonna learn how to sleep with your eyelids open.
The line of inmates start to thin out as each of them are led to their cells. One of the correctional officers grabs the cholo by his arm and roughly leads him to his cell.
Hey, you want some too? Man, let's go. I like it rough.
Standing on line, Ryan intently watches as he's curious to see how the cholo is to get acclimated to his cellmate. The cholo, with his blankets in hands, looks to his cellmate right in his eyes.
Punch him in his face.
Ryan thinks to himself. Dropping his blankets to the floor, The rough and tough Cholo steps up to his cellmate. With Ryan still watching from afar, he imitates the same broad chest stance the inmate is doing.
That's right. Show him who's boss.
Ryan again thinks to himself. With his pants sagging, the Cholo cautiously turns his back towards his cellmate. With his chest still out, he bends over and pulls his pants to the ground. His cellmate unbuckles his pants and steps behind his fresh meat. The Cholo looks Ryan in his eyes without any shame in his game and grins. With his mouth wide open, Ryan watches as he's dragged off by his CO. As the line gets to the last cell on the left, the CEO grabs Ryan and leads him to his cell. The moment of truth. Ryan begins to think about what his cousin has been teaching him and immediately puffs out his chest before he turns the corner.
Here you go,
says the CO as Ryan now stands in front of his cellmate as the CO locks the prison behind him. With his heart pounding, Ryan takes his blankets and drops them to the ground.
Cover my bed, bitch.
He says apathetically. Staring Ryan back in his eyes, the cellmate removes his toothpick in his mouth.
Yes, sir.
He says and rushes to lift the dry sheets off the ground.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As he begins to throw his sheets on the upper bunk, Ryan remembers another thing his cousin told him. No, bitch. My bunk is the bottom one. Looking at Ryan as if to say,
No, that's my bunk.
Ryan then jumps at his cellmate. He flinches and quickly gives up the bottom bunk.
Okay.
Nodding his head, Ryan gains a little confidence in himself. With his cellmate finished, Ryan lays down on his bed and gets comfortable.
It's gonna be a long 6 years.
He thinks to himself. But on the bright side, at least he wears the pants in his house. With the roommate jumping onto his bunk bed, he tells Ryan that he means no harm and that whatever he wants, he's got it.
Whatever you want, man.
He also tells him that he does everything but anal.
You got it?
Ryan, in disgust, kicks the upper bunk.
Man, shut up, pussy. Nobody's touching nobody.
Rubbing his eyes, the thought of being stuck in such a predicament stresses him out to the point that he gets a headache. Pulling out his Bible, Ryan flips to the last page as a picture of his son falls onto his lap. Looking down from his bunk, Ryan's cellmate asks if that's his boy.
That's your boy?
Ryan nods his head. He tells him that he's cute.
He's cute.
The cellmate then asks him what's his name.
James.
He says,
Oh, that's nice. But I'm asking what's your name?
Ryan looks at his blonde cellmate with the blue eyes and says,
Ryan Sherwood.
The cellmate reaches out to shake his hand and says,
Hey, Ryan. I'm Affluenzo Benjamin.
Looking at him strange, Ryan says,
What kind of name is Affluenzo?
Looking back at him, he says,
It's white.
before rolling back onto his bunk to go to sleep. As the sun rises on this beautiful St. Louis morning, my man Ryan wakes up to the sound of his mother knocking on his bedroom door.
Hold up.
Ryan yells while throwing on his t-shirt. Yep, it was a fun Friday night. And as he swings the door open, his mom stands in front with her rollers still in her hair as the smell of breakfast sweeps the room.
You cooking waffles again?
Ryan asks while rubbing his hands together, licking his lips. Mama kisses her handsome son.
Mwah.
Her only baby done grew up fast, licking her finger to remove the sleep from the corner of his eyes.
What's up, mama? What you knocking for?
His mama pleads with him that she needs a little money and that she'll pay him back. The man of the house that he is, he without hesitation asks her how much she needs.
About $4.50.
She responds. Ryan hasn't worked a steady job in years. The 23-year-old young man who is broke himself tells his mom that he got her. His mom again stresses that she's serious.
Don't worry, mama. I got you. Let me just clean up.
His mama backs up from his door and tells him that the food is ready and that he can grab a plate whenever he's ready. Closing the door behind him, Ryan is very willing to step up to the plate again and do what he has to do for the family. Making sure the coast is clear, he runs to his secret stash spot to get the money his mom was stressing for. Opening his little stash box, Ryan counts up his money, nodding his head in satisfaction. The crisp $100 bills that he irons periodically sounds like straight paper as he peels out the money for his mom. And no, I'm not joking. This guy really irons his money. I mean, when the money comes as slow as it does for him, he appreciates every dollar. After hiding his money back in its secret spot, Ryan makes his way to the kitchen in his small 2-bedroom trailer, rushing around as she makes sure that her nursing uniform is up to company standard. Ryan moms grabs her keys and gets ready to leave for the day.
Mama! Huh?
Ryan yells before she can leave the house. Handing over the money,
Here you go.
she smiles and kisses her baby.
Oh, my baby. I love you. Love you. Mwah. How's Sheila?
She asks. Ryan tells her that she's okay. Throwing on her jacket, she tells him that she needs to bring her grandson over more often. Ryan rubs his head as he's yet to tell her that Sheila and the baby are moving up to Chicago at the end of the year. Still,
Okay.
as his mama grabs her things and heads off to work,
Baby, I love you.
she waves goodbye as Ryan holds down the house. Soon after, he grabs himself a plate and digs right into the hot waffles and eggs. Still hungover, the food hits the spot. Chilling in the kitchen with his feet up, Ryan notices an envelope on the kitchen table. Curious, he grabs a knife and cuts it open. Well, what a surprise. It's another eviction notice.
Fuck, man.
Rubbing his head as he stares at the eviction notice, it states that they have 30 days to come up with the cash or be forced out. Ryan beats his chest and runs off to his room. Locating his stash box once more, the young hustler peels some notes. His mom is 6 months behind, struggling as he holds $3,000 of his hard-earned money. He thinks to himself,
Paying off this debt in its entirety will be one hell of a birthday present from Mom.
which is next week. Understanding how hard she works, even through her current sickness, Ryan obliges and makes note to pay off the landlord today. Ryan creates himself a few new web designs on his PC. Not cheap.
Oh man, I like this one.
The one with Tori Holt as the Flash is one of his favorites.
Yeah.
A few years back, he had no idea he'd be making web pages for businesses. It's a few $100 per gig. But that's why he even has himself a stash box anyways. So, he's not complaining. With him being finished with his latest design masterpiece, the young entrepreneur closes his PC and kicks his feet up.
Done.
With the whole day ahead of him, Ryan just drops down to the floor and cranks out a few push-ups.
2, 3, 4.
Staring at himself in the mirror, he notices the recent gains.
Yeah, boy.
Pounding on his chest. The skinny dude chokes because he hit himself too hard. I mean, Ryan knows that it's Saturday. So, what better to do than to crank up his stereo and turn on some tunes?
Sinistra. Devono.
That it's Saturday. So what better to do than to call up his cousin and play some ball?
Let's go, baby. D up. Man, look at this, though. Look at that, baby. I still got it. You can't touch me, baby. But look who's losing, though. You can't touch me. Yo, just give me the ball.
He knows that it's Saturday, so what better to do than to handle some business? Like finally paying for that university.
Oh, so you wanna pay for college? Get you some of this education here? Gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, baby, let me see. That will be $7,496. Damn!
He knows that it's Saturday. So what better to do than to roll up and go for a motherfucking ride?
Behind us. Fuck, damn. Shit. License and registration, please.
Ryan reaches into his glove compartment box and gives the officer what he wants.
Fucking bullshit, man. Fuck, I ain't got no time for this shit. Man, niggas always fucking harassing us, man. Fuck. Bitch ass.
The officer checks out his info. It's all legit. So the officer closes it hastily. Chewing on his gum, Ryan lays back in his seat. He knows he's good.
Do you know why I pulled you over, sir?
Looking the officer head on, he figures to own up and says it's because of his tints. Whatever, right? He'll just take them off, present it to the court, and he'll be on his way.
Sir, I pulled you over for your taillights. What the fuck?
Ryan thinks to himself. But it was true. One of his taillights were out. But whatever, right? He'll dig into his stash so he can replace them, then present it to the court.
Actually, our records also indicate that you have an outstanding ticket.
Damn. Ryan forgot that he had a ticket for a rolling stop last year. I mean, he's had so much on his mind, he just honestly forgot about it. Heading back to his squad car, the officer who was thinking about letting the boys slide prints out his few tickets. But fuck it. Ryan's been saving a little dough. He'll be alright. With the officer handing Ryan his freshly printed tickets, Ryan believes that the worst of his run-in with the law is over. But before he could take his tickets from his hand, the officer gives him a look. Ryan's heart sinks to the bottom of his feet.
Sir, what is that smell?
Damn! Ryan was hoping that having the windows down would clear the car of the smoke.
Sir, step out of the vehicle. Son, these motherfuckers love playing games. What the fuck's their number again? Shit, where'd I write it down? Fuck is right here. I bet I'm gonna call these bitches.
Hello? Yeah, it's me, Ryan. Ryan Sherwood. Look, I was trying to get in touch with Mr. Bentley.
Yes, Mr. Sherwood. I'm sorry, but Mr. Bentley is actually out on lunch right now. I'll have to take a message.
No, you can't take a message. I have to talk to Richard Bentley right now. It's important.
I understand, Mr. Sherwood, but Mr. Bentley is out entertaining some very important guests of ours.
What do you mean he's out entertaining some very important guest? Lady, I'm in jail. I've been here for the last 10 months. Mr. Bentley promised you to make sure that I'd only serve 3. Max.
I understand, Mr. Sherwood, but please understand that Mr. Bentley is working hard to make sure that all of his clients are given the best fighting chance. Did you know that when Jim Bentley, Richard's father, started the firm, it was with the hope that him and his team would make sure that everyone within the greater New Jersey area were protected against the municipal courts and that justice would be available to all, no matter their creed or financial standing.
Fuck, man. This bitch cannot be serious. Listen, lady, I know all of that already. But what you're not understanding is that...
So, ever since 1976, the law offices of Bentley, Benz, and Beamer have been dedicated to upholding the rights to every American citizen. It is the hard work of the current lawyers that has earned this firm a 57% satisfaction rating, the second highest rating of the 2 firms operating in our district.
I swear to God, if these fuckers don't get me out of this bitch. Listen, lady, listen. I don't care about your firm's history. I don't have hot water when I shower. I just want to go home. My mom's sick and I can't even see her. I had my own business before I came in here, and I don't even know if I still have clients of my own of my design company. My boy is turning 3 soon, and I don't even have a gift for him this year. Surely you must understand what I'm going through here.
We here at Bentley, Benz, and Beamer strive to have the highest turnover rate and have a dedicated department in the fight of justice against the municipal courts. In fact, in a report by the Missouri Gazette, we were categorized as decent in a recent survey by the newspaper. If you have the time today, please hold on to the line and participate in our easy 5-minute questionnaire and share your thoughts on the many programs we facilitate.
This fucking bitch is driving me crazy!
Those who complete our questionnaire are automatically entered into our 2-day vacation sweepstake, jam-packed with a $10 gift card to Blockbusters, and an all-expense voucher for Dino's Car Wash. Would you like to participate on our questionnaire right now? Oh, Mr. Bentley, you're back. Great news, Mr. Sherwood. Mr. Bentley is back. Would you like me to take your message now?
No, quick, put him on the phone now before he leaves again.
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Bentley, it's me, Ryan.
Oh, hello, Ryan. How are you, buddy?
Not good, Mr. Bentley. Listen, man, what's my status with the courts? I gotta get out of here, man. I've been here for 10 months and my mom's getting sicker. She's falling behind on some of the bills, and my web design company, it can't grow if I'm still behind bars.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Look, I'm gonna leave you with Suzanne, and she'll set you up with a date and time in which you can reach me, and we'll talk about your status.
Nigga, what? Nigga, no! I'm right here, right now, man. Why do you keep avoiding me? I thought these were supposed to be just traffic tickets, man. Why the fuck am I still in here? And how is it possible that a judge can sentence me to 6 years for a fucking broken taillight?
also have a ticket for a rolling stop.
Okay. So how can a judge sentence me to 6 years for a broken taillight and a rolling stop?
You also had tints on your car.
Damn it, Richard fucking Bentley. This isn't a joke. This is my livelihood we're talking about.
Look, dude, I'm sorry. This stuff is tricky. I'm from New Jersey, bro. When I relocated the firm down here, I didn't realize how fucked up these municipalities are down here. These southern judges have it out for the poor of their communities.
Fuck, man. I could have told you that. Anybody from Missouri could have told you that. These fuckers use anyone with a ticket as a pawn for the prison system. Have one ticket, and they'll toss you to their friends who own these prisons. Shit. Us common folk have no chance when everyone for the judicial and penitentiary system are in bed with one another. You guys are the only hope that any one of us have when it comes to the system. Mr. Bentley, when the judge gave me 6 years, I put my trust in you. And now 10 months and $4,000 later, I'm still in this bitch. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, listen. I actually spoke to the judge, and we were able to get them to dismiss your ticket for the tints. So, they'll shave a week off of your sentence.
Whoop-de-fucking-do, Mr. Bentley. A week ain't shit.
Whoa there, buddy. Every victory here at Bentley, Benz, and Beamer is taken very serious, pal. How else do you think we're able to achieve a 57% satisfaction rating in the Missouri Gazette? You've seen our certificate in the commercial, right?
I don't give a fuck about any damn certificate. I'm afraid that the diabetes will get to my mother before I could get out.
Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that, pal. How's your mom doing?
Dude, are you even listening to me? What other deals could you make with the judge?
Okay, listen. I spoke with the judge. And since you have good behavior, he'll knock off another week from your sentence. But I'm warning you, if you screw up in there, he'll throw the whole book at you, pal.
What the fuck, Richard? I'm not a criminal. You see, that's how they get you. They send you to jail for a week for a traffic ticket, and as soon as you sneak something in here or get into a fight, they lock you up for good. But not me, Mr. Bentley. I'm smarter than that. I'm no flunky.
But what about the marijuana officer James discovered in your vehicle?
Bro, it was a fucking roach.
A very big roach at that. Shit, if I was from down here, the only roach you'd catch me with is the one that lays eggs in your dog shit.
My lawyer is an idiot.
Listen, Mr. Sherwood, I have some very important clients in town, and I'll be taking them to Chino's. I swear they have the best $2 Tuesday margaritas. But if you just hold on to the line, Suzanne can process you for the counseling.
Counseling? Bitch, I'm in jail. What opportunity do I have for counseling?
You thought this phone call was free. Man. If you just hold on to the line after Suzanne processes you, you can participate in our easy 5-minute questionnaire and you can enter for a chance to win our 20% discount for the counseling I just gave you. But make sure you answer every question or you won't be entered to win. Alright, bud. Good talking to you, and just hold on to the line.
Fuck!
Oh, hey Ryan. How did your call with your lawyer go?
Ryan jumps onto his bunk bed and buries his head into his pillow. He's not in the mood for talking.
Yeah, I know how you feel. These lawyers can be real pricks sometimes. My lawyers are always so busy. I wonder how they can make time for me.
Rolling over to his side,
Fuck up my face.
Ryan stares at the picture of his young boy
Look what I drew.
as Affluenza holds up a picture of a yacht sailing towards the sunset.
Nice, huh?
Ryan looks at the wall of all the pictures Affluenza drew over the past few months. He's real talented. All the lines he draws are smooth around the edges, and the colors he uses always seem to match just perfectly. They remind Ryan of the designs he has at home.
It's a damn shame.
Ryan thinks to himself. Getting up from his bunk, he stares outside of his cell and looks at the various inmates of his prison.
So much talent. Gone to waste.
He again thinks to himself. There are so many stories behind these walls. Inmate after inmate, with so much potential, end up being ruined by the very same judicial system that was meant to protect them. It's unfortunate that so many other people that he has to share the same showers with could have been the next big thing. Even Affluenzo. Hell, the kid could have been the next Michelangelo.
You see, Zoe? You may be annoying as shit, but we got a similar story to tell. Two young boys from the South with the whole world ahead of us. But instead, the fat cats downtown have nothing more they want to do with us but to sell us off to their prison friends. And you know what? It's so crazy, you don't even have to be black or Latino for them to sell you out. I mean, look at you. You're as white as apple pie at a charity baseball game. But even you are nothing more than just a pawn. It's so fucking sad. I could have been so much. I could have been a better son. But not only will I not be there to bury my mom, but I won't even be there to be a dad for my son. I mean, I didn't have it all when I was on the outside, but shit, at least I was getting by, just like you and the rest of your family. It's so fucked up that just because we weren't born with a silver spoon in our mouths, we could be seen as second-class humans, not just citizens. And to think that we barely paid nobody else no mind. Just two boys with a dream, and not a family dynasty to at least make sure we were treated fair. I came into this jail, and damn it, my hopes were high. I thought I'd be out of here in no time. But slowly, over the last 10 months, I had to realize that I'm nothing more but a paycheck for my lawyer. The bitch is even from around here. He only moved his firm down here because there are plenty of folk like us that are easy prey. I'm a part of the rat race, Affluenzo. Nothing more. I'm starting to lose faith, man. But you know what? I'm just not there yet. My stitches are still healing from that time I got shanked down the hall. But I'm gonna be alright. I mean, look. You can't even see the scar from when they broke my leg in the riot. I swear to you, I thought I was gonna lose it. But you know what? I have to be a survivor for my son. Even though I got raped 5 times, I can make it. And I'm thankful that I got celled up with you, because I swear by now, I would have been lost it. But every day I wake up and I see your drawings, and it gives me hope that people from poverty like us can rise up and overcome this corrupt system.
I mean, look at this yacht that you drew. It's so detailed. And the horse over here on the racetrack. It's so beautiful. And Jesus, this mansion here, this is crazy. Bro, what the fuck? Where do you get the inspiration from?
Affluenzo shows another picture to Ryan that he's been working on, and it's a pic of a fast Ferrari.
I swear, Zoe, your pics are keeping my hopes up. One day I'm gonna get out of here, get back to my business and buy one of these cars. I don't care if I was born broke. I'm gonna show all these rich, white assholes that just because of my family suffers from poor pox, I have the talent and the skills to rise up. And damn it, I'm gonna root for you too. Because I'd be damned that a brother like you wastes his talent in this bitch. You got that? By the way, what is that?
As Ryan points to an unfamiliar apparatus in one of the drawings.
Oh, that's a humidor. Yep, my dad used to use it to keep his cigars fresh.
Confused, Ryan tells him that backwoods are cheaper.
Damn, bro. You must have went to school with no sneakers for like a whole semester if your parents were spending their money on this bullshit.
Affluenza proceeds to tell Ryan that he wished he was able to wear sneakers. He had to wear loafers at best.
Damn, nigga. Who wears loafers to high school?
Affluenza laughs and says everyone wore loafers at his school. He went to a prestigious academy for the rich.
Damn, bro. You went to one of those academies too? Yo, who are you? I'm Affluenzo Benjamin. Don't be stupid, brother.
Ryan begins to get skeptical of Affluenza as he glances over his drawings.
When I first got here, I thought you said you were from Parchester Drive. No, I said I used to buy my drugs from a guy who lived on Parchester Drive. That was before the accident.
Familiar with the region Affluenza is talking about, Ryan begins to question the origin of his cellmate.
The same accident that gave you that scar, right? Huh? What exactly happened on that night? Oh, man. That night was totally sick. So me and my friends were driving back from Barchester, and one of them had the genius idea to buy more beers. But I was like, no, we have plenty of Coors Light in the trunk. But he was like, no, I don't drink light beer. So whatever. We go buy like 4 more cases. So we then meet up with the girls on the lake. By my house.
Ryan gets up.
Hold up. Nigga. You got a house on the lake? It's not really a house. Our mansion's in St. Louis. The house we own on the lake is just like another vacation spot.
His jaw drops to the ground.
The fuck?
Yup. Affluenzo's got a mansion, a vacation spot, 30 pairs of loafers, and a humidor.
So anyways, we're on the lake and I'm driving our speedboat, which I fucked up, by the way. I usually ride the jet skis when I'm on kegs and Xanax. But Rachel's like, step on it. And I like, hit full throttle. And my Oakleys fly off. But I'm like, whatever. My dad's got like a walk-in closet full of those. But whatever. I try to bank left, and Jimmy tries to get out in front to win the race. So I lose control and end up crashing the boat into a station wagon parked by the lake. Totally blew my high, bro. But we're all like, get up from the crash. And there's like a dead family. Oh my. And we're like, shit. But Danielle is like, don't worry. My family's got a really good lawyer.
For a second there, I thought we were going to jail.
Looking at all of Affluenzo's drawings, Ryan realizes that he was drawing pictures of things that his family owned, including the horse.
This motherfucker's rich than a bitch. So anyways, I'm like totally panicking. I could see the little girl's leg like totally mangled underneath the accident. And like her dog's trying to wake up the family. And I'm like, they're definitely not getting up. But like the cops come and arrest me and my friends. And the lawyer is like, don't worry about a thing, you youngsters. I know the judge. So like the lawyer's name is Frank Beamer. And when I say the man's a genius, the man is a genius. So he tells me to get a haircut and to look very remorseful in court. And like, he tells the judge that I'm very sorry and that it was an accident and that I don't know any better. He tells the judge that since my parents never disciplined me before and that like I have a lot of money, I suffer from affluenza. Affluenza? Nigga, what the fuck is that? I know, right? He like totally made it up, but like it worked. The judge sentenced me to 3 months of rehab and I didn't have to go to jail.
Infuriated, Ryan grabs Affluenzo by the shirt.
Oh, come on.
What kind of bullshit is that?
Stop.
You mixed beer, weed, and pills, crashed your speedboat, killing a family of 3, and you got to walk because your lawyer said that you were too rich to know between right and wrong? Jesus, Ryan, you're grabbing my throat too tight.
Standing over his cellmate with a mean grip on him, the desperate and fed up with the system Ryan lets go of his cellmate as he restrains himself.
Chill, it's okay. You don't have to go crazy. You got 4 more years. Just make it out and make your own money.
Getting back to his feet, rubbing his neck.
Jesus, Ryan. You could use my masseuse. She was the best. She used to come over and take care of me and my family every night. Damn, I miss those happy endings.
Still trying to calm himself down, Ryan can't believe such a spoiled brat was able to commit such an unspeakable act and only get a slap on the wrist.
You bitch-ass motherfucker, man. I'm in here because bitch-ass judges like the one who let you free uses us poor people to pay their salaries. They hold us in here while our debts increase. Then their rich asshole friends make more money from the state to keep this jailhouse packed with poor people like us. Fuck you, Affluenzo. Fuck you.
Come on, man.
Affluenzo tells Ryan to calm down.
Think about it, man.
They're friends.
We're friends, man. We're cool.
Fuck you. We're not friends. You only come by my neighborhood to buy drugs. Then you speed off in your Mercedes to your mansion in the hills. Fuck you. Why the hell are you in here in the first place if the judge cleared you?
Affluenzo proceeds to tell Ryan that he killed his parents.
You did what? Why the fuck did you do that for?
Well, never being disciplined before, Affluenzo came back home from his stint at rehab to find out that his parents canceled his Xbox Live subscription.
That's it? What do you mean that's it? How else am I supposed to play Call of Duty? In campaign mode?
Finally snapping, Ryan balls his fist up and unleashes all his frustrations on Affluenzo. The once well-behaved child from the ghettos of St. Louis lays down a royal beatdown on Affluenzo
for all the brothers, Latinos, and even white folk who were and continue to be mistreated by the municipalities. With the prison guards rushing into Ryan's cell to peel him off for affluenzo, they attempt to resuscitate the blonde boy with blue eyes. But with the brain hemorrhage being too much to recover from, Affluenzo dies in the hospital overnight, with his inheritance being disbanded to his little sister and his dad's favorite mistress.
Damn, son, he really done it now. Welcome to the life of man.
Hello? Yes, this is Richard Bentley, the lawyer overseeing inmate number 1739's case. Yes, Ryan Sherwood. Listen, he's a good kid. Really, he is. And I know you just sentenced him to an additional 35 years, but is it possible that we could work out a deal? Oh, you can? Fantastic. Okay. So you say you can drop an additional week from his new charge? Well, great. We'll take it. Because, we take every victory here at Bentley, Benz, and Beamer very serious. It's why we were ranked number 2 in our region. Have you seen our certificate in our commercials?